Welcome to Newspresso. Here is the top story in the past 6 hours. In a twist that feels like a lady night comedy set, a clause slipped into government reopening bill. It turns the House and Senate into a family dinner. Everyone holds a different agenda. The provision after President Trump's signed package. It gives each senator right to sue for $500,000. Investigators must inform senators. They must not retrieve records without notice. The provision retroactive to 2022. The Arctic frost probe threatens appointed senators. The clause was born from a headline moment. Senator Chuck Grassley said Smith's probe asks senators data. The request included him. The bill says only senators can bring a lawsuit. This sparked a flare-up on Capitol Hill. House Republicans were blindsided. Speaker Mike Johnson slammed the addition. He called it way out of line and very angry. He said the line was dropped at the last minute. A claim has resonated with other House members. They feel the Senate is getting a special privilege. Rep. John Rose of Tennessee reacted quickly. He pushed for a repeal. He wrote on X that the taxpayer has endured. The previous administration made senators pay $500,000 for FBI snooping, which is shameful. Rose's move fits a broader Republican strategy. Some are using the clause as a political weapon. Others fear it will become a liability. In primaries, it could be a problem. Lindsey Graham had his phone records seized. He called Georgia's Secretary of State voting. He said he will definitely sue. He framed it as a deterrent. It was against future misuse of power. Tommy Tuberville echoed that sentiment. He threatened a barrage of lawsuits. He will target Biden officials sealing orders. Not every senator is in the same boat. Ron Johnson sees the clause as a deterrent. He isn't planning to sue unless forced. Josh Hawley called it a bad idea. Bill Hagerty said he didn't want taxpayer money. He wants to avoid paying for damages. Dan Sullivan admitted didn't know the provision and backs the House repeal. Rick Scott, Cynthia Lummis, and Ted Cruz, who also had records subpoenaed, were silent. The mix of responses shows the clause is a lightning rod sparking both support and opposition within GOP ranks. The House is moving to repeal the provision, with a fast-track vote expected soon. The bill would need a 2/3 majority to pass. Speaker Johnson has already voiced his dismay to Senate Majority Leader John Thune, but he has no guarantee. The Senate will bring it to the floor. A Senate pushback seems likely. The clause was tailored to the Senate's advantages. The clause is already a talking point in primaries. Paul Dance criticized Senator for hijacking bill. Marsha Blackburn, Tennessee GOP senator, said she would sue. Later, she moved to support the House repeal. During a House review, members decried the clause. Chip Roy said the Senate was doing self-dealing. House members were forced to accept it, to close the longest shutdown in U.S. history. Austin Scott called it wrong, arguing the retroactive nature turns a governance measure into a cash-grabbing scheme. He suggested a plain vanilla vote would reveal the true public opinion. The drama has unfolded against the backdrop of a prolonged shutdown and a government that has already had to juggle the cost of emergency funding. The Senate deliberates. The clause's fate remains uncertain. The episode will be whether the repeal passes. If Senate allows bill, 100 senators get a tool, pays $500,000 each subpoena. The story is still being written. Subscribe Newspresso. Never miss a major global headline.